Lagos State remains a city of splendor and dynamic growth, both socially and economically. This progress is evident as the state continues to attract investors, tourists, and developmental projects from across the globe. From the inauguration of the Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and Creative Arts, formerly the National Arts Theatre, by President Bola Tinubu, to hosting the E1 Grand Prix and the National Conference on Emergency Management, these milestones reinforce why the Center of Excellence remains the heartbeat of Nigeria. This is Inside Lagos. I'm Adedoja Salam Adeni. Lagos took center stage once again, this time in the world of sports, as Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu welcomed the E1 Lagos Grand Prix. The high-speed electric powerboat racing event showcased cutting-edge technology and sustainability in sports, drawing international participants and spectators from far and wide. After the three-day competition, Team Brazil made history in the host city of Lagos, dominating the water race to claim victory and lift the trophy. We were there. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu arrived at the 5 Cowries Creek in Falomo to board his boat to the Lagos Motorboat Club, where the Lagos E1 Grand Prix is taking place. In attendance were Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Jumoke Oduwole, President Tinubu's son, Sheyi, local and international sports and tech enthusiast, and former Ivorian professional football player Didier Drogba, among others.
There's no better place than Lagos to start it, because everybody knows how vibrant Lagos is, and we've been welcomed here by the governor of Lagos and our partner, Afexim Bank, and through his the leadership of Professor Orama, who supported us. We managed to bring that race here in Africa. So it goes beyond sports, because we're showing that it is possible to make the move not only from Africa to Europe or Western, but from Western to Africa. So for me, it's important that everything we do over there comes back to Africa, and that we are on the same page. You know, we don't left aside or left behind.
We put in so many sleepless nights. Mr. Governor did everything possible to ensure that it's an issue-free race, to ensure that Lagos takes its place among the very big cities of the world that have the stature to do this kind of show. And we thank God it has come out like this. The security is top-notch. Thousands of people coming into the airport, coming into Lagos, no issues at all, and everything going on smoothly. Crowd control, everything.
Look at what's going on, the music, the fun, the vibe. And it also just positions Lagos as a city for entertainment, just like we do in other parts of the world, Ibiza, whatever. We're bringing people to Nigeria. That's the plan.
For Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the E1 Lagos GP is more than a race. It's a celebration of Lagos dynamism.
It is a connectivity with different parts of businesses. We're using this as a means to also explore, the blue economy, the economy on water, and to be able to use sports on the water as a means in which we will need to let us be aware of the potentials of what we have on water. But we're also doing all of this in a sustainable manner, in a manner in which innovation is at play, in a manner in which creativity comes to bear, in a manner in which tourism is also leaded.
The 3-day event, which ends on Sunday, October 5th, will feature team competitions in high-performance electric boats and entertainment for spectators. This is a competitive sporting event that requires skill, strategy, and a lot of adrenaline. The E1 Lagos Grand Prix features teams competing in high-performance electric boats with international participants and spectators attending the event. The championship features 9 teams owned by high-profile talents like Didier Drogba, Tom Brady, Mark Anthony, Will Smith, and Rafael Nadal, among others, competing with state-of-the-art all-electric power boats skimming above the water at high racing speeds.
Kind of like this kind of situation where you really hit the setbacks, you know, the walls are built ahead of you, and then you just need to think again how to build the door into that wall. And then, like, just big shout out to our guys, like the mechanics and a lots of other people who helped us to get the boat ready, to even trying at the time trials. It was amazing. And yeah, now we got a boat. It was amazing to race with it. I absolutely love that kind of racing. And yeah, now we just take one race at a time.
And in the end, Team Brazil made history as the winner of the first ever E1 Grand Prix on the continent of Africa.
That was fantastic. And the championship point.
It was a great battle. Yeah, hats off to Steve Curtis, all of the team has done. We all know that after a break, the water kind of settles down here, and you had that one magic lap to do it. Fantastic.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu described the first of its kind event in Africa as a demonstration of innovation and progress, showcasing Lagos' creativity, resilience, and commitment to clean energy and sustainable solution.
It's really to use sports as a global connectivity. A global sport like the E1 GP series opens up our country, you know, be able to tell a better story of who we are globally. And because it's an international sports competition that is the first time it's coming to Africa, it helps both our international market, our international audience to see that indeed Nigeria is ready, you know, for commerce, for trade, for businesses. And I cannot thank Mr. President enough, because our #1 greatest fan. It's not just for us to look at it as a race, right, but to use this as a platform where we'll be able to show our tourism, show our innovation, our creativity, and show the people that we are ready also to compete globally.
This is all about telling the Lagos story differently on the waterways. This is Lagos.
In a world where emergency often strikes without warning, preparedness is key. This message was emphasized at the National SEMA conference held in Lagos. Stakeholders across the country came together to raise awareness and forge strategic partnership for a safer, more resilient Nigeria at the conference. The 2025 National State Emergency Management Agency Conference, hosted in Lagos State, commenced with an awareness walk as officials of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, rolled out the drums. With firm and steady movement, the team marched through the streets, engaging residents in a show of collaboration and raising awareness about the importance of a strong safety culture.
Well, it's a good one, and it's important for the Lagosians to know about this agency, because they've been very, very active in terms of response to issues. And I could recall whenever we have issues of collapse of buildings, they are very there. If we have issues of fire attack on buildings, they've been very, very active. And I think it's important for us to also commend our dear governor for heavily fortifying them in terms of all their requirements. You can see that now in Lagos State, we can arrest any emergency occurrence in Lagos State.
This is a mega state, and a lot of incidences and events has been happening that is beyond what people can comprehend. And having to invite the public to participate in this summit will open their eyes to see to what extent the government have been working to safeguard their well-being.
As the sensitization rally reached its peak, popular comedian Seyi Law was officially decorated as an ambassador.
I want to say that, for some people, they will wonder why Seyi Law. Aside from the fact that this year made it 20 years that I've been a stand-up comedian, I'm also a certified HSC practitioner, so it's not just random. And I believe that I've also got the voice to be able to influence our youth and the Nigerian people at large about the importance of safety. Safety is everybody's business. But again, we must be careful who we listen to when it comes to safety. That's why we're saying listen only to the trained professionals.
The activities snowballed into a conference where stakeholders from across Nigeria's emergency management sector, including representatives of various states, gathered to exchange ideas and build stronger partnerships. With the theme, Strengthening Subnational Emergency Management for a Resilient Nigeria, the conference focused on boosting public confidence in the emergency management system and exploring ways to improve local capacity.
Do we realize that in Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, the executive governor of Lagos State, has taken clear ownership and provided the political will. And with that, he has funded the SEMA. He has ensured that the people of Lagos State enjoy the dividends of democracy.
Speakers addressed topics such as from risk to readiness, strengthening disaster preparedness at the subnational level, legal, policy, and revenue reforms as enablers of emergency management, among others.
For instance, when we had Ebola outbreak, a lot of the things that Lagos State did in response became very useful, when later we had COVID-19. So it's like Lagos had a head start, and that is how it should be, because you have an experience, you learn from it, you change your institutions, you change your policies, and you bring in new things. And therefore, by the time you have another kind of outbreak, you are better equipped to deal with it.
Experts emphasized proactive planning, solid legal frameworks, and sustainable financing as essential elements of effective emergency response.
Most importantly, we must take emergency very, very important. At the State House of Assembly, I can say maybe last week or so, we have been looking for ways to ensure that we have stakeholders on emergency management.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, represented by his deputy, Obafemi Hamzat, described the conference as a turning point, marking the beginning of stronger collaboration among state-level emergency agencies.
Every state in our country faces its own challenge. It might be floods, fire, epidemics, industrial accidents, or unpredictable impact of climate change. These issues certainly do not recognize borders. They put our systems, our leadership, and our commitment to safeguarding lives and livelihood to the test. And that is why I think today's theme of this event, Strengthening Subnational Emergency Management for a Resilient Nigeria, is very important and is very significant. This gathering marks the beginning of a new era, one where state agencies collaborate rather than operate in isolation, where knowledge must be shared, lessons are learned, and every citizen from the northern part of our country to the southern part can have faith in a dependent, coordinated response system.
As the commercial hub of our nation, the state is vulnerable to diverse risks, ranging from flooding, fire outbreaks, building collapse, epidemics, and even social disruptions. It is therefore imperative that we build strong institutions, strengthen early warning signals, and most importantly, deepen collaborations across all levels of government and communities.
Local emergency management committees must exist. And like you said earlier on, all disasters are local. So you're not expecting a disaster to strike in my village and I'm waiting for the National Emergency Management Agency to come and assist. You have lost time, and of course that means you have lost lives as well. And then also to insist that state emergency management agencies should actually be independent and be able to function outside any form of bureaucracies because of the urgency and the lives that are being saved and touched.
In Oyo State, some of these, SEMA has been reduced to a palliative agency. There's disaster, we are just reacting. What's going to happen? Call SEMA, let them come. Some of SEMAs in the Southwest don't even have operational vehicles. If they tell us something is happening somewhere, we can't even get there if we don't have NEMA support.
The event featured a simulated emergency response drill showcasing how first responders would act during a real-time car crash scenario. President Bola Tinubu has called on Nigerians to stop talking about the country in a negative tone. Instead, believe in it. The president made this call during the official unveiling of the remodeled National Theatre, now renamed the Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and the Creative Arts, here in Lagos. The National Theatre, located in Igomu, Surulere, Lagos, was originally built in 1976 to serve as a major hub for performing arts in Nigeria. The renovated cultural hub was renamed in honor of Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka's 90th birthday in July 2024 by President Bola Tinubu. Now the president is in Lagos to officially commission the theatre hub. He is accompanied by the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. The Lagos State government, in collaboration with the Bankers Committee and the Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy, revitalized the structure.
Indeed, this is an amazing story of revival of possibilities, of artistic and creative excellence. It's still eating here in Igomu. I cannot conclude without paying special tribute to the man, the icon, after whom this center has now been renamed by His Excellency, Mr. President, the President of NU himself, Professor Oluwole Akinwande Soyinka, GCON, Africa's first Nobel laureate in literature.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, the Bankers Committee, the Lagos State Government, and the Ministry of Arts and Culture and Creative Economy came together with a shared purpose to deliver this natural project, with the Bankers Committee alone committing approximately 68 billion naira.
Independence and renewed hope meet here today, marking a turning point for Nigeria's cultural and creative destiny. As His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu leads us in this commemorating of a milestone and of freedom, he also gives the nation the rebirth of this cultural landmark with the opening of the Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and Creative Arts. As it has never been done before, we are blessed to have a president who is very intentional and very deliberate about establishing a ministry dedicated solely to the creative industry. It has never been done before in the history of Nigeria, and who has also been quite passionate about the economic expansion abound in this sector and to empower the teeming youthful population of this country.
President Tinubu took a trip down memory lane, reflecting on his journey with Professor Wole Soyinka.
Your contribution to our courage, nation building, freedom. Yes, In some cases, unrewarded talents is a proverb. But you are jewel, our talent. And let me take this opportunity to say one thing that is very, very important to me, to you, Ama's government, and Nigeria in diaspora. That is, stop talking about Nigeria in an ill, negative tone.
Professor Wole Soyinka is one of the greatest assets, not just for Nigeria, but of the world, and deserves the honor bestowed on him.
This building owes me. And one of the reasons, one of the debts, was that this building nearly electrocuted two of my actors. That is how decrepit it had become. The roofs were leaking, so there were pools of water everywhere. And of course, there were electric wires also. I hate to say it, almost as if they were deliberately attached to those pools of water. Everything around me seems to involve drama. If I speak, it's drama. If I don't, then other people say it's drama. As MK Abiola would say, they shaved my head in my absence. I want to thank you for this honor, those of you who've been involved in it.
The event featured performances by actors and musicians.
This is Oja. It is the voice of the gods, bearing encoded messages embodied in sounds. Onadoda, when it lands on your soul, it wakes you up. Oh, Mawarobi, a piercing sound, when it touches your heart, it opens you up to the beauty of life.
One thing is clear, theatre and other forms of entertainment aren't just art, but powerful tools for social change and national identity. The Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and the Creative Arts is poised to play a pivotal role in shaping Nigeria's creative future, no doubt about that. And with that, we draw the curtain.